The Wild Wild West.
Hey, we're live. What's up, everybody? Sam Morril, thank you for coming, dude.
Thanks for having me, man.
I mean, I hate to dig into what we were just saying, but you're absolutely right. The headset, that was one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Oh, why'd I burn it off air?
I was the funny, just saying.
That's what everyone says now. You show up to like, save it.
I know.
Save it for the pod. But yeah.
Sam was looking at my headset. He said that just when you see a comedian with a headset on stage, you know a molestation story's going.
Yeah, it's going to get serious.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard, man.
It's always something dark. There was another guy in the 90s. I forgot his name, but he was like, the first half was really funny. And then he was like, anyway, my dad was murdered. And you're like, what the fuck? But he had the headset. You knew something was coming.
It is. It does lend to like a gravitas towards the whole thing.
Yeah.
And here is the secret to life. And just pause.
Or like a self-help person where they're just like doing this a lot.
That's where I got, remember, did you ever see Vanilla Skies with Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
That's where this made me laugh of him just being like, you want to get fucking pussy or not? Thank you for coming, dude. I'm fucking pumped to have you.
I couldn't tell if that was a good movie or not.
When they broke out in singing in the end, it pissed me off.
Vanilla Sky?
Am I thinking? No, I'm thinking of not Vanilla Sky, Magnolia or something.
Yeah. Oh,
my
with
bad.
the frogs?
My bad. I'm thinking, yes.
Yeah, that was annoying.
That pissed me off.
And it was like a really good movie till then.
It was awesome, and then it just ended pointlessly with him singing, and I was like, this is fucking pissing me off.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Dude, thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for having me, dude. I'm happy to be here.
Dude, it's funny. The first time I ever saw you, I was a pup in comedy. I was a young pup, and my friend Chris O'Connor was like, dude, Sam Morril's going. It was in Philly. You were doing some show. I forget where it was. We just watched, and we are like, you know when you just start and you see a guy who like actually can do it, and you're just like, oh, fuck, dude.
Where was it?
It's in Philly. I forget. Some theater. It was like a theater, but it wasn't like a, it was like a
black box type thing.
Yes.
I did a lot of those in Philly because they were easy. Easy to get to. Train is like 90 minutes. People don't know. It's like right there. But
yeah, I
loved it.
I was a young comedy pub, and we were going, whoa, dude, that's so fucking cool. Dude, he has a whole fucking hour. This is crazy. We all had 5 minutes. We're like, oh, dude, that's so fucking cool.
Oh, and then like if I look back at that hour, I'd be like, oh, I fucking suck. That's how it works. You feel good about it for a minute, and then But then I don't like my new stuff either. It's like
Yeah.
It's tough. Like, how do you feel about your stuff?
I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm like the hour I'm doing now, I'll be like, this is great. And then there's like chunks of it where I'm like, this fucking sucks. I need to cut this all out. But I get to the point where I just want to be done with it. I'm like, all right, it is what it is. I want to like release this and just go on to coming up with something else.
I know it's amazing how quickly it's like just a new relationship. And like at first you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then a few months in, you're like, what am I doing?
I know. What the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, I'll laugh. I'll not even laugh. I'll be like, there's like certain things I'll say from it in my head. I'm like, you fucking loser. And I'm like, all right, come on, man. Come on, let's get through the hour, brother. Let's get through the hour.
There's always that one chunk where you're like, fuck, why am I still doing? But you're doing it because you believe. You're like, it'll get better.
Yeah.
But you got to do it enough that you hate it, and then you're like, all right, I'll write new stuff.
It's time. Yeah, it's time to chop this loose. I'm excited. I'm gonna try to do a special, I don't know, at some point, and then in the spring maybe, and then just.
You're like one of the few successful YouTube specials of recent.
Thank you. Yeah,
I feel like there's not that had a moment, and then it was like it got oversaturated, and you, Ari, a few other people.
Dude, I was thinking for like maybe 40,000 views. So I was like, I'll probably get 40,000 on it, and then like I was like, I'll have to do a bunch of podcasts, promote it, and then like the first week, I was like, oh sweet, I don't have to do anything. I'm just gonna sit back and chill.
I know. That is the dream, to be like no press.
Yeah, it's I thought I was gonna have to do it all, and whatever. But I always say people ask me, they'll always be like what should I do for like my podcast? I'm like, dude, here's what you got to do. I was like, just get a co-host to become supremely famous, and I was like, that'll work for sure. That's what you do.
You got to be like an agent now. You're like, I think that guy's got the goods right there. Yeah.
True. But yeah, people. It's funny when they always get like really disheartened when I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, man. I'm like, you just. Find someone who's super famous.
You're holding up your end though.
Yeah, well, thank you, man.
Yeah,
thank you. But yeah, it is. I don't know, man. It's just people get spun out, man. Entertainment's the only like job I've ever seen where people make like as much as a doctor, and they're like, I'm a fucking loser. And you're like, dude, you're killing it, man.
Yeah, but if you saw other doctors like performing an operation, you're like, that guy's getting more likes than me on his operation.
True.
You'd feel like there is that thing about like. And also, like, we do badly more than, like, a doctor's, like, I'm sure they fuck up sometimes, but, like, I've had, like, 3 bombs in a row. If a doctor fucks up 3 times in a row, I'm like, you got to get out.
Just coming home, like, I fucking bombed on that brain surgery. The guy's dead.
It was an easy one. He was good. And and I blew it.
The other doctor went on, he crushed, and I came on and just killed the guy. True, that's a fair point. Yeah, they don't have to deal with metrics.
I think just the comparing, we always compare, and like it's different than it used to be. Like, you know, back in the day, you'd be trying to get something on Comedy Central, and there'd be like one spot. You're like, this is the white dude spot. If I don't get this, I suck. And you're like, shit. Then I'm on a lineup with like Norman, Dan Soder, Phil Hanley, all these like killer New York comics, you know, Joe List. And, but you know, now it's like, it's kind of wide open.
Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah, it does. And it sucks too, because I will say in comedy, the product is your like personality. So people are like, yeah, not for me. You're like, fuck you, dude. It's not like you're just selling insurance. You're like, yeah, I don't really need that right now. It's like, yeah, I saw you. I'm good on you. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah, that's not my act. That's me. They said my name. That's when it would hurt when you're like, they don't just like dislike you, especially when you told you like, oh, I don't just dislike his act. I don't like him.
Yeah, I hate that guy.
Yeah, he sucks.
It's a weird, I don't know. It is, it is funny. People like talking about like the internet comments is always kind of, people are always like, but it is an interesting thing because you do have to deal with like the way you're, I don't know how to put it, but that's the way you're like your body has like cells. There's just like a million comments about you, and you can start getting into them, and it is, I don't know. I think it is funny. It's a fun thing to like. I used to get real whacked out. I'd read them like just like fuck this guy. Fuck, who the fuck is this guy? Now I'm like, you never can tell because sometimes it'll be something that actually is accurate, and you're like, fuck, that's actually true, and that's painful to realize. Then it's like you get like, you suck, I love you. And then you get like opposing views that you have to somehow just choose. Like, which one do I actually believe?
I know, you're like, fuck, I am a dumbass with one eyebrow. He nailed it. Shit. I know. Every once in a while, yeah. But, you know, if you believe the good stuff, then you're crazy too.
I know. That's the problem. That's a problem, dude. I don't believe any of it. I just wait till I find something negative and I just feel the sting of that. And I go, that's enough for today. And I just go about my day and I go, fuck.
You got to also, I mean, I know comics who are like, I remember a comic friend of mine got this like great write-up in the New York Times, and I called him like, dude, this is amazing. And he was just like, nah, this is like right before they turn on me. Like he couldn't enjoy it at all. He was like, nah, they're going to fucking, this is like, they'll call me great. So it's like people are going to fucking be like, this guy sucks.
Yeah, or they're going to dig out some skeleton from my past. That'd be, yeah.
I don't think this guy has any skeletons. I think he's like pretty well liked, this guy, but he just like, yeah, I don't know.
Damn, dude. I was, I did want to talk to you about this. So you know about the Diddy stuff, obviously.
Sure.
Everyone knows
I was there.
That.
It was great.
He sucked my dick. It was awesome. So Diddy's now crying that it's unfair that the owner of Abercrombie is not getting as much. He's out on bail while Diddy is not out on bail, and he apparently I didn't get enough time to look into it, like the details of it. But he was apparently running like a sex trafficking thing in the
I mean,
UK.
You can tell by the stores, right?
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
You just walked in there, you're like, this should not be okay, right? These poor damn employees.
Well, they used to have shirtless teenage boys outside of their store while running I think it was primarily a gay sex trafficking ring. Yeah, which is crazy, dude.
In the open, base. I mean, I remember walking in there and being like uncomfortable and having to leave.
Yeah, dude. I remember I would like high school girlfriends be like, let's go to Abercrombie. And I'd like walk past like a fucking hot dude with his shirt off. You'd be like, fuck you, dude. Walking, like I'm not buying any of this shit. And it was like,
we were so mean to them, but like looking back, that dude was probably getting railed.
Yeah.
So we were in the wrong.
I thought they were getting a ton of pussy. Turns out, they were just like blowing old men.
They were the pussy.
They were the pussy. But yeah, it was crazy. That guy is apparently he was running a thing like Diddy. Where it's like all kinds of crazy manipulation and deception and sex trafficking and whatever.
But that's the way to do it if you're doing that, because you're like, well, this is so out in the open. You think I would just flaunt it if I were actually doing it?
True.
But then he was. Because Diddy was more like, it was more like a VIP vibe. Like you only,
Yeah.
And, of course, someone with all these celebrities, you wouldn't be doing something like this. The word would get out.
Yeah, true.
But, I don't know how it works, if they had like NDAs or something there.
I think they just try to get dirt on you. I think that the deal is you try to get dirt on them first, and then you're like, I don't know, because I'd be so nervous. Imagine if you were running like a sex trafficking, like you were, imagine if last night you just drugged.
I'm already stressed. I can't imagine. I'm already like, fuck, I feel like shit. I'm on the road. I can't imagine like that guilt level where you're just like, fuck, I have a sex trafficking ring.
You like, you GHB'd the guy opening for you. You fucked him, and then you fucked like 4 ladies. And you just woke up and you're like, all right, I got to do a meeting for my fucking vodka. It's crazy.
Damn, yeah, what's going to happen to Ciroc?
I think someone else bought it. Yeah, I think someone.
Is it tainted though? Because I did think of Diddy when I think of it.
Yeah, that's what I would think. I would drink Ciroc and have a good time thinking about Diddy having fun times. But now I'm just like, ugh. But no, I think some people try to say that was the whole thing to get him off of the board because they were saying like there were like liquor billionaires who didn't want him. He wasn't like playing ball. It'd be like liquor Ticketmaster being like, you're not playing ball, and they're trying to claim
you're not playing ball. You have a sex trafficking ring. Back in the day in like Hollywood, they would have morality clauses in the contracts for like these young starlets. So they'd be like, you know, a young actress would be like fucking a married guy, and they'd be like, nope, you gotta shut that down. We invested at you here at MGM or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, it's really funny how, you know, back then it was like, infidelity's bad. Now it's like, don't fuck kids.
Yeah, don't please. Yeah,
it's, you know, it's changed.
It does ruin it. It does ruin a brand. The Catholic Church was the only institution that was like, their adherents were like, come on.
It's a branding error.
Every big company has some bad guys.
Subway. It's lost some luster.
It has.
And they could have gone with that Clay Henry guy. Remember Clay Henry back in the day?
No, who was that?
He was the other one. It was like Jared and Clay Henry. They brought in like a 1B character.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he got real big on burgers and fries, but now he's down to a smaller size.
So they
Clay
brought
Henry.
another guy in.
Yeah, he was a fireman too. Like he could have made them. He could have made him look good.
Loved his wife.
He was probably a good guy. But then, yeah, they went Jared. I mean, and look, we can't deny Jared had an impact.
He had the sauce.
In the story of just walking and eating. He's like, I walked to Subway and I ate sandwiches and I lost. And you're like, that's not true, but we all bought it because we were idiots.
I know. Oh, when he pulls those pants out, you're like, who can argue with that? That guy's pants were so much bigger. He was just circling school zones. Like a shark, dude.
That's how he lost the weight. Yeah. Just getting his cardio and going from one kindergarten to the other.
Did you see the documentary about him?
I haven't. Is it good?
It is. It's amazing.
I gotta watch it.
It is, dude. He was way more sinister than you think. Like he apparently. So the reason that the whole story broke, he went to a school assembly. He was going to assemblies in schools, and like at the height of his, prime or whatever. And he would talk to kids
like he's Barry Sanders in his prime.
But he was in a school auditorium and he was with a lady who was the local news lady. And they did like a little speech. He was like, kids, you got to eat healthy, blah, blah, blah. And she was doing her thing. And then they went and sat down. He goes, God damn it, I'd love to fuck one of these kids. Just to the lady. And she was like, what? What? This is all according to her. She was the one who broke the story. And then that
was a heat check moment for him. He was like, man, I'm getting away with this for so long. Let me see. Because that's what they do. They like try. It's like serial killer shit where they're like, they'll go back to the scene of the crime. It's like that cockiness of getting away with it.
I mean, dude, yes, for sure. But it was like, it's such a weird thing to do because then I guess he was putting a feeler out for her because then this is where it's kind of suspect for her, but she was a journalist, so she was like, I want to kind of get, this is a huge story if this guy potentially really wants to fuck kids, or if he's just like fucking around and is the funniest guy ever to like just step down and like, I don't want to fuck one of these kids. But then she started like pretending to be his girlfriend, and they just drew all this
stuff out of him.
Get stuff out of him. And I don't think she ever said she had sex with him, but she would be like, they would have like phone sex where she'd be like, what were you talking about? And he was like, think I want to fuck you, and he like admitted to doing it, and like his manager and him were fucking kid, like, and then like it all culminates, and she's having.
Okay, imagine finding you have that in common with your manager. That's such a weird. Because I was like pumped my agent's a Knicks fan, but like, I mean, you're like you're into that? That's fucking great.
Yeah, it's a funny icebreaker to like see kids like, man, they say the funniest things. You see the switch on that kid actually? Like, yo, bro, I was actually gonna bring it up. You do really have to ease into that. Like, that's a good looking kid. Like, yeah, the kid's cute.
Yeah,
like,
if you were into that, you're like,
kid's really cute. And you're like, I think that kid's really cute too. And eventually you're like, I'm so glad we met.
We should hang, yeah.
But dude, it all culminates in. She has a birthday party for her own kids and uses them as bait.
Yeah.
And she's like, my kid's coming. I'm so into this. Oh my God. And he's like, I'm going to come fuck your kid at the birthday party. And she's like, sweet, perfect. And she's working with.
So she has a kid.
Yes, I think she had like 2. And she was using them as bait. And she even went to the FBI.
He was using her for these kids. Worked both ways.
True, it's quid pro quo.
Yeah.
But she like went to the FBI like, dude, I have this guy on tape saying he fucks kids. And they're like, that's illegal. You're not allowed to record him like that. And that's why they set up the birthday party. And she had like a wire on and everything. She's like, he was like basically wanted a kid, which is monstrous on the kid's birthday. To be like, I'm going to come to his birthday party after he opens his presents and I'm gonna smash. And it was like, damn, bro,
That is a bad birthday.
that is a bad birthday. That's a bad man. And then,
Damn.
but yeah, eventually, like he kind of gets cold feet, but then they get him anyway. He like cops to the crime. He like, dude, he was a monster, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah, he was that bad. He
Yeah,
was like, and he claimed it was because he lost so much weight that then his appetite for food just like transferred to kids. That was his claim. He was like, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
When you lose weight like I did, you become hypersexual. And he's like, I just wanted to start fucking kids. Like,
Damn, so Subway really is bad.
yeah, Subway.
I mean, you're like, yeah.
He should have been blaming it on the hoagies. I'm like, those fucking hoagies, dude. I never wanted to fuck
that
kids.
bread, dude.
Bread fucked me.
That's not real bread. I knew Subway wasn't to be trusted when they claimed that was avocado, dude.
True.
That was
some
that's not
bullshit
avocado.
spread. Yeah, it made me want to fuck. Yeah, but dude, he got I like explained that documentary at like a fight. Like someone brought it up like jokingly, and I'm like, you know the real story. And I gave like, and they were like, people's wives were like, dude, please stop. I don't want to talk about it. This kid getting just battened down at his birthday party.
It is tough when you bring that to you gotta know the audience for that.
I know. It was like a nice campfire setting. We're all like sitting around. People were having like sangria, and I was like, you know, he was gonna fuck a kid at his birthday party. And they were like, all right, that's enough of that. I was like, I'm sorry.
But it's tough because it's been pushed into the mainstream. Like it is a Netflix thing or HBO, whatever it's on. Yeah. And so it is tough when you're like, you know, you're just hanging out at like a nice little party. You got a skewer in your hand. You're like, John Benet Ramsey. You see that? Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it has been pushed in. Like the heinous murders they're like great. That stuff never ends. Heinous murder footage is like people love that.
It's endless. I mean, the CEO from fucking United Healthcare. You saw that yesterday.
Dude, what happened with that?
I mean, a guy with a silencer. Talk about bad branding. They got him in Starbucks right before.
What?
Yeah, they got him on camera in Starbucks ordering a coffee.
Yeah, true. What did he get?
I don't know. Definitely not tea.
Yeah, no.
Not a tea drinker.
No
You
way.
need some caffeine to pull out an execution.
Yeah, it's like a caramel macchiato. Well, maybe a refresher. Maybe he got like a watermelon citrus refresher. Just carried out he went to Starbucks before he murdered him?
Yeah, run with that if you're Duncan.
True.
Run with that story. Like, hey, we don't
sell shit to guys like that.
We don't like that. That's bad stuff.
That would be funny to just call it like murder juice. Like, yeah, get your murder. We don't sell murder.
Well, they had the murder ball, remember? Or the medicine ball. I'm fucking it up. That was, by the way, we're such idiots. We're like, it's a secret menu thing. The medicine ball when you're sick.
What is
It's
that?
just sugar. It's just like probably awful for you when you're sick, but it's like tart enough that you're like, it's helping my throat.
Wait, Starbucks has a secret medicinal beverage?
Yeah, it's called the medicine. Is it in the medicine ball?
They don't call it that anymore.
What do they call it now?
Something herbal something.
But it's just like lemonade and a shitload of honey, and it's probably just an insane amount of sugar, and you think it's helping because of all the honey, but it doesn't do shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go puke on a Starbucks counter and be like, I need the medicine ball.
It's that's you got to be pissed if you're Howard Schultz.
Bad for Starbucks. I mean, they had their scandal. I think like 3 years ago, they like kicked a black guy out of there.
Oof.
Yeah, Starbucks. The
Not
employee
good.
kicked the black. He didn't buy anything. He was having a business meeting. He's talking business, and
But they never kick anyone out. It's such a,
I know, it was pretty nuts.
that feels personal.
It does feel personal.
I go in there all the time to pee, and I don't get anything.
I'm in there. You're in there. You're trying to sign someone up to a pyramid scheme. Like, get the fuck out of here. Let me tell you about a business opportunity. And they fucking kicked him out, and it was like a huge deal. It was in Philly.
Damn.
That Starbucks came under massive fire, and they had to come out and be like, the CEO has to come out and be like, we don't like that at all.
It's so stupid too because they did that thing years ago at Starbucks where they're like, let's have a talk about race. Mm-hmm. Remember that ad campaign they did, and we're like, what are you doing?
Because they kicked out a black guy, they had to do it.
That's so stupid.
And now they have murderers. Yeah, that's what happens. They're like, they're kicking out black guys. I'm gonna get a coffee before I murder someone. This is a perfect place for me.
Coffee it really is great.
Drinking a coffee and
It gets
murdering
you up.
somebody would be pretty sick.
Yeah,
I think it'd be pretty nice. You see like heart rates pouncing as you go away. You're like, God damn, I shouldn't have had that second shot of espresso. That was too much. That was way too much, dude.
Yeah, I'm freaking out. No, I feel like just murdering someone would wake you up though.
True.
That would probably get your heart rate up. I also think, I was a little annoyed that New York's getting bad PR. They're like, told you New York's dangerous. I'm like, oh, we have to answer for this fucking psychopath?
Yeah.
I don't know where he's from.
Yeah, and that's also not like, that's like a weird high-level hitman crime.
That's what they say, but then it doesn't look that professional because they found him on camera. And if you're a high-level hitman, you're not going to Starbucks before.
True. That's
a weird move.
True. Apple Pay. Right there. No, yeah, when I say high-level, I mean just like killing a CEO is like a high-level murder. You would think there was like some powerful interest behind it, or maybe it was just a psycho. attacking. I don't even know that guy.
Who knows? I mean, it could be a guy who's fucked over more than a health insurance company. You know, I mean, it's like, I feel like that's why Joker resonated with so many people, because in the beginning he's getting fucked over by his insurance. So you're like, all right, whatever he does is kind of fine.
That's true. No, that's true. You get a surgery the day before, your thing lapses, and like you got to pay fucking $90 million. You're like, you motherfucker.
We've all been on hold with an insurance company. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's where you lose it.
True.
Because, you know, they always, I mean, and also it's like, it's a tough, that's a job I would not want. CEO, you're making a shitload of money at the expense of a lot of people who are suffering.
Yeah. And that's the whole point of insurance. You're taking in more money than you're paying out. So you have to you have to try to pay out as little as possible.
And it does feel like they're trying to fuck you sometimes.
They are. That they have to.
Yeah.
Their whole thing has to be, a lot of those places are like, they have like research about this. There's just like 40% or whatever of people, if you're just like, yeah, sorry, no, they'll just be like, well, I guess I'm fucked then. And then there's like another percentage of people who will actively follow up, but then you can be like, well, all right, we're going to sue you. And like, all right, I'm not doing that. So there's like only a small percentage of people will like know the steps to be like, oh, I got to get a lawyer now. Like nobody thinks about that or like can afford a lawyer.
And it's exhausting. They tire you out. If you're sick, you don't want to deal with making all these phone calls anyway. I mean,
yeah.
I think about all the time, the ways they pretend they're hooking you up. I was at a dermatologist once and like, you know, your insurance covers you like a free chemical peel. And I was like, why the fuck would I want a chemical peel? And they're like, well, you get it for free. And I was like, maybe I want one.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe I'll take that.
It's free. But then they didn't cover the fucking medication I needed.
What?
So it's like they cover shit you don't need. It's like they know how to fuck you, is my point.
Yeah, they do. They're very good. Again, it's the whole point of their operation is to take in more money and pay out less. And they're supposed to pay you out if bad things happen. But the way they can make more money is to not pay you out. And then if you don't know the steps, it's like, yeah, that guy's fucked.
This feels political now. We're like standing back and we're just agreeing.
I'm telling you, we are,
like,
right? Well, that's a great point.
It's crazy.
That's a great point. I actually agree with that.
We do have to do something about these healthcare companies.
True. But yeah, that one guy, you know, he did it. But
not that much.
Yeah,
but
that's too much. That was too damn much. That guy's...
A silencer, too, is like, it also makes you realize how desensitized
it's pretty pro Hitman, dude. Silencer, too?
But you could just buy a silencer.
Can you?
I'm sure somewhere.
Wait,
in America, you're telling me you can't?
Yeah, true.
It's not that hard to get a gun here.
I thought I guess so. Yeah, I guess silencers aren't that illegal.
I don't know.
I mean, they have to be illegal. You can't wear a bulletproof vest. If a cop sees you in a bulletproof vest, you can get like they can stop you. Like, what the fuck?
I feel like if you're a CEO of a health insurance company, you should get to wear a bulletproof vest for a while, like a little while.
That's how they say that's the best way to get away with killing somebody is opening the door, and as soon as they open, just blast them and walk away. Because you don't enter the house, you don't leave DNA evidence. But all the cities now are gridded with cameras. Like you really can't do that.
Yeah, it's weird. Like we're like close to living in like a Minority Report type of world where you know it's like how are you? It's amazing when people get away with murder. Like that's why that John Bonet thing was so shocking. You know, it's like in my head I was like, well, I wonder who did it. I forgot they didn't solve it.
Oh yeah, they didn't. They
didn't solve it. It's so shocking. You watch Forensic Files. I like the ones where they solve it too. I don't like the true crime where they're just like unsolved murders. It's so unsatisfying. You're like, there's a piece of shit who got away. But then you watch Forensic Files and they're like, thanks to DNA, we caught this guy.
Got him every time. Yeah. Also too, whenever I watch that, they don't catch the guy. I'm like, he's definitely right outside my house right now. He's gonna fucking rape me and kill me. He's gonna kill me.
I used to watch those. They'd be marathoning them on the road on like headline news and just be like 40 Forensic Files on the road. I'd be watching, you know, in some fucking motel on the side of the highway, just like opening my, like, oh, fuck, why am I doing this to myself? Opening that dumb little curtain, you see meth heads.
Yeah, I still get scared. I get scared in hotels all the time. I'm like,
really?
Yeah, like I'll just hear like someone else's door bang and I'm half asleep and I'm like, someone's in my room. And I just like, I look around. I'm like, dude, you're such a fucking pussy.
I was leaving a hotel in Omaha a couple years ago and there was a guy, it was like 4 a.m. early flight, you know, it's like a 6 a.m. flight out. And there was a guy just sitting on the floor in the hallway, just like, crying. And I was like, you just don't want to even see. You just like something bad happened.
No, man. Yeah, you don't want to see that at all. That sucks. Would you just walk right by, just wheel your
Of course, I'm not dealing with that guy. What do you think I'm going to chat him? What happened, buddy? Best case scenario, there's a dead hooker in that room. Something bad happened.
Yeah, true. Oh, God.
Or a live one, and I don't know. Something bad happened, though.
Yeah, also I was like, go in your room, dude. Don't fucking, that's what they're for. Go cry like everyone else does in your hotel room. Don't sit in the hallway.
I know. The public crying is, and then like in New York, I don't mind it as much because that city's supposed to break you. But when you see it in like a smaller town, you're kind of like, something sinister just occurred.
Oh, yeah, true. True, yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, man. Ryan Hamilton, my friend, has a joke. It was like, New York's the only city where you just see people openly weeping.
Do you see it a lot there?
Yeah.
I could see that. I guess
other cities. I guess Philly, too. Boston. I think big cities you'll see it.
I did a month sublet in New York because I like thought about moving there like a long time ago, and I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. I went right back to Philadelphia. I was
Really?
Like, oh my, I couldn't do it.
But the Philly to Austin is an interesting move because it's such a different pace, you know?
Yeah. For me, I had kids, and once like when I had the kids, I'm like, I wanted to get out of Philly anyway. And then I was like thinking about moving to like the outside of Philly suburbs. I had this like whole, it would have been a bad plan. I was looking at this like plot of land that turned out to be like a floodplain. It was bad. And I was like, I'd be an hour from every airport. And like, there was no way I could do stand up there. I was like, I'll make it work. And then I was talking to Shane. He's like, you want to go to Austin? I was like, yes, please. That would solve all my problems. Thank you. That'd be the best thing ever. Because that way it's like a decent quality of life and for like kids and stuff. And you can just do stand up every night if you want.
Yeah, the club is good, man. The mothership's cool.
It is good.
It's a good
motherfucking
club.
ship.
It makes me a little nervous how many people are always there. I don't like to, because I want to do new stuff, and I don't want to just like, you see these people every few months for me because I'm visiting. I'm like, I don't want them to see me bombing. Yeah.
It is.
I like to bomb in the shadows.
It's true. True. It is an intimidating green room too. And it's like, it's just that long oak table, and there's 40 fucking people, and it's like, yeah, I was silent for the first like 5 months. I would just sit there and just be like, "Ugh."
It's hardcore. It's like a weird health movement, but also everyone's smoking cigarettes in there.
I know.
I did the smelling salts.
I don't understand why.
I don't know why I did it. Rogan's like, oh yeah, they're good. They'll help you. No one tells me not to put them right to my face. I thought I was dying because I've had allergic reactions before, and I was like, and Joe's like, he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, God, I'm such a pussy.
No, it's ammonia. That's right. Your body, you're just smelling ammonia, and I don't know why everybody does it.
I think I saw Josh Allen or some football player do it on TV, and I was like, oh, I should fucking get me jazzed up for a set. And then I tried it, and I was like, yeah, if you're like a pro athlete, it seems kind of cool, but I'm not. I'm a whiny fuck who just was like, ugh.
There's better ways to get lightheaded. It's all. Getting lightheaded is cool, but it's like, I don't understand. I see dudes back there just ripping them, and I'm like, dude, you guys just telling me you love smelling ammonia like that. Like, just fucking drink some coffee. Do anything else.
Coffee's the move.
Yeah, do anything,
I saw a bartender once say to someone, she goes, do you have any Red Bull? He goes, we don't carry Red Bull. You want caffeine buzz? We'll give you coffee. And I was like, wow, the way he said it was so cool.
Oh, shit.
I think about it all the time.
Just keeping the caffeine buzz.
Yeah, he's like, fuck Red Bull.
Bullshit out of my fucking face. I drank a Rockstar last year because I was like tired, and I was like, I was at the Super Bowl with Shane. I was like, I don't drink that much, so I was like hungover from the day before. I'm a total pussy.
With him, it's impossible not to be hungover.
Dude, I was dying.
You can't be a casual drinker around Shane. You can't have, you either are sober or you have 14. You can't have two.
There's no middle ground.
Yeah.
And that night I had like a lot, and the next day I'm just struggling. I'm like, ugh. So I was like, let me get a Rockstar. Dude, I felt like I was on meth. I drank like half a Rockstar, and I was like, I gotta go home, guys. And I was like laid in my hotel room, like, oh, I felt terrible.
Oh, dude, I hate them.
I wish somebody stopped me and said, you want a fucking caffeine buzz? Have a coffee. There's shit in that stuff. I don't know what it is.
Even gas station coffee, I like. I just like coffee. I like the ritual of the coffee, the energy drinks. I remember drinking, when you're a young comic, barking and stuff. It was, I need energy. I'll drink a 7-hour energy. And I'm like, even then, you're like, we haven't heard from them in a while. Lord knows what the fuck was in that shit.
Oh, yeah. The 5-hour when they do the shot real quick.
But then it turned into like 7-hour.
Oh, really?
It was like that something about Mary scene where he's like 6-minute abs. And he's just like, what if someone did 5? And he's like, no. But they went the other way.
Damn, they bumped up 7-minute energy.
Yeah, that shit. I think it was 7. Wasn't it 7-hour energy? I think they kept bumping it up.
It makes sense. It's also, it is funny to just like, the term energy just got like appropriated into being like, you're just like hitting yourself with stimulants. It's like, no, I have energy right now. It's like, no, dude, your fucking brain's wired on stimulants.
Yeah, well, I was listening to your podcast where you're talking about just sleep and how important sleep is. And you're like, oh my God, we'll do anything but the thing we're supposed to do.
I know.
Sleep is the thing.
Dude, I fought it for a long time because I would get into coffee. I'm like super sensitive to caffeine, so if I drink caffeine in the morning, I for real have 7-hour energy. I'm like,
but do you take naps during the day ever?
If I drink caffeine, I can't take naps.
Same.
So what I try to do, I like just white knuckle through a morning. Then I won't have coffee, but I will take a nap in the middle of the day, and it's like, dude, you feel so good.
I've never been able to do it.
Oh, I love it. Dude.
I can't. Sometimes I'll be so tired that I just fall asleep early or something. But like I can't nap. I drink too much caffeine.
That's the problem. If I have caffeine, no nap, or I'll take a fucked up nap where I wake up like, oh, like, oh fuck. But it's like, yeah.
How about the melatonin stuff? I hate that shit.
Dude, I tried it, and then someone told me it shrinks your balls, and I'm like,
really?
They hit me with the yellow 5. They're like, yo, that stuff shrinks your balls, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. So I was taking it on the road.
Why does it shrink your balls?
I don't know. Andrew Huberman said it. Someone said that Andrew Huberman said that, and I was like, all right, fair enough. I'm not fucking, he's got to be right. He's got to know about that.
He seems like he knows a lot of stuff.
He's using them, bro. So he's got to know. He's using his balls a lot, so that guy knows. He's keyed in on the fucking ball research.
Yeah, the melatonin gives you nightmares. I feel like
Yeah, you get. I would take it. I started fucking around with it on the road because I'd be like, I'd be in different time zones, and I get off stage, and as soon as I get back to my room, just swallow melatonin, wishing it was just cyanide, just right in my throat, and I would like sit there and read a book, and all of a sudden you do get like really heavy.
Yeah.
Have you ever taken it before?
Melatonin?
Yeah.
I have like a powder. This stuff I try sometimes called Beam, and it's like it's got all kinds. It's got magnesium, all this stuff.
Podcast sponsor.
Yeah, they send it to me, and they sponsored the pod.
I had it too.
And I was like, I started buying it because I was like, get me some more of that. They're like, they pulled their sponsorship. I was like, fuck it, I'll buy it like an adult.
Strung out like Elvis, dude.
Yeah. But but I would get nightmares. I would wake up like sweating, like what the fuck? I have nightmares every night, and I'd be like, that can't be good sleep.
No, yeah. That's I took it one time, like I was like, I'll just take it at like fucking 6 p.m. just get like ready for this sleep. I didn't realize how hard that shit hits you. I did the same thing, the Beam powder. And I was like getting something for my kid, and I was like, what the fuck? And it just like hit me out of nowhere, and I was like, oh shit. But yeah, it does. The melatonin works, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it's just.
But does it work? Because they're like, we're not feeling refreshed, right?
Yeah, I was like tracking. I was like psycho tracking my sleep at the time, and I would get like more deep sleep from it. But yeah, but it's like addictive, dude. Then like next thing you know, every night I'm like, I should take a little melatonin at night, and I was just like, but I've heard that it's not when they say like 2-3 milligrams, 5 milligrams, it could be like anywhere from like 25 to 1. Like it's way off.
How the fuck do they get away with that?
I don't know. It's like who the hell's going back and forth and like analyzing it. So, and they could say like these products in like tiny print, like may or may, but I've heard that. That's also from the Hughes.
Hate tiny print.
I know it's fucking.
So they fuck you.
It's fucking bullshit.
So
but yeah,
fuck you every
apparently
time.
Hughes is way against the melatonin. And then I heard the thing about like being 20 milligrams. I'm like, whatever. And he's like, it shrinks your balls. I'm like, that's say less, brother.
Are smaller balls that bad though? Who cares?
Yeah, but you don't want to get them shrunken. That's the problem. It's like, what the fuck? It just anything that can shrink your ball. It isn't that big of a problem when you think about it, but like. Just having them shrunken.
Your dick's looking a little bigger.
That's
you know?
true. That's actually
there's some stuff going on.
You're sleeping great.
You're sleeping well.
Yeah, it's not a bad point.
But there is something about them being. It feels less manly, I guess. Big balls is a good thing. That's what they say.
Yeah, exactly. And there's something about it. Something you're eating shrinking your ball. Like, dude, the yellow 5. As soon as I found out about that, I was terrified back in the day. Like, yeah, you know that shit.
What's the yellow 5?
Never heard yellow 5 shrinks your balls?
What's that?
It's just a food dye. It's like the yellow 5 food dye. Or whatever the fuck it was called, but they were like,
you're best off just eating as naturally as possible. But like, that's the thing. Like when you travel for work and you're waking up at weird hours, like you're eating weird.
Yeah.
You're sleeping badly. Like it just adds up.
Usually shitting, not the best either.
Ooh, a bad gas station shit. There's something about that where you're like, all right, there's something dark.
Yeah, especially the worse the bathroom looks too, just shitting in it. You're just like, dude, how did I get here? This is terrible. Someone definitely just shot up.
Oh, everything's like a little less healthy when you go. Like in New York, you can eat pretty healthy, but then the diner's been destroyed in New York because the rent is so damn expensive. So you're like, did I just spend $22 on 3 scrambled eggs?
I know.
It's insane. But then you go on the road and just the little things that you don't think about where you're like, all right, they put like a fucking bucket of butter on my toast.
Yeah.
This is like the hash brown's a little crispier. Everything tastes great, but you're like, man, I don't have the energy I had after this meal that I normally have.
No, dude, I'm almost pre-diabetic now. I was traveling a lot, eating out. I thought I was pretty healthy.
You look healthy. You look like a gym guy.
Dude, I was working out and everything, but I was eating so much food when I was like, it's like, dude, I'm like getting the restaurant.
Because you need something. You need a win on the road. Sometimes you have a bad set or something, or you're like, just like the anxiety.
You need to do I need to do something somewhat self-destructive, and it's like
and you don't drink, and you don't do drugs. I don't really drink,
and I have not cheated on my wife, so I'm like I'm left with nothing but overeating. So I'm like, well, I have to overeat, so I would just pig out, and I can't.
That's for all the vices you have though. As long as you don't go diabetic, but like That's not the worst advice.
Well, now I get to reverse it. Now I get to have a health journey where I can be like, guys, I was at 5.7 A1C. Now I'm going to try to get down. I kind of was happy to learn about that. I was like, oh, cool. This is like a cool thing now.
It's another chapter.
Yeah, exactly. It's like something I can do. And if I can actually get it down under control, that'll be kind of fun to be like, I got mine down. 5.7 is the beginning range of prediabetes. Like I'm at the door. I'm on the doorstep.
Damn.
My dad has type 2 diabetes. I know. But no, I haven't.
Your dad is type 2?
Oh, yeah.
Is he overweight or no?
He's like lost. Yeah, he's got like a beer belly, but he also like, dude, I worked with him for a while and he was demolition and we would, on the way home from work, he would drink a milkshake every day.
Yeah,
that's how he rocked. It was like 4 soft pretzels and a milkshake every day on the way home. And I'm like, dude, I'm just eating too much rice. How the fuck am I pre-diabetic? This is bullshit. This is fucking nonsense.
A milkshake. I haven't had one of those in fucking forever.
Dude, I've never seen anyone do that because we were doing a thing where you burn steel and it was, forget that galvanized steel. So it's coated in zinc, which like, I don't know, protects it against rust or something. So when you burn the steel, there was this thing, they'd be like, yeah, you got to get your calcium. So it's like calcium somehow traps zinc. This was all like. So
that turned into a milkshake.
Yeah. Then he was like, we need milkshakes. It's like, so we can stay
This will
healthy.
help. McFlurries will help us if we. I think the last time I had one, we had Bill Burr on our podcast, and it's a drinking pod. So we were like, Norman's like, he doesn't drink. We should do. He likes milkshakes, and I'm like, all right. So we're like, we got to get Bill Burr in a good mood. So it was like milkshakes and cigars was the trick.
That's kind of nice, actually.
And it was a fucking great combo.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, of course, two nice things. Of course, they, but
Yeah,
they don't always work together,
They never. I don't think anyone besides my dad actually does milkshakes and a cigar.
It was nice.
That is awesome. How do you like that?
He was in a good mood.
Nice.
We were. He, you just don't want to rattle him. He's Bill Burr. So
Yeah.
But at first we were like, he was like, I'm this time to this time, I have a heart out, like whatever you need.
Yeah.
We had a friend waiting in the hallway to do the next episode. And then at 4:15, his out was 4. We were like, we got to get out of here, right? He's like, no, I don't. He's just like hanging out. We're like, all right. I got a text from Mateo Lane. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's Bill Burr,
Yeah, that would suck just absolutely drawing his ire and just having him just being like, fuck you.
You
Bill,
fucking asshole.
how's your milkshake, Bill? I just wanted you to have fun.
If you want to piss him off, just tell him the Patriots Super Bowl doesn't count where Marshawn Lynch should have run it.
That's a good point.
He screamed at me for like 15 minutes straight.
Really?
Yeah.
You could get him on the vax too. He's super freaked out on the vax. That'd be fun. But you got fucking vax. That would
piss him off.
Yeah, that would get anybody.
I'm not looking to piss him off.
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
I would never call him Bill Feisber. Piss him off. But no, I would not want that guy on my ass. That would suck.
No.
You know what we could all use a little more of? Getting off asses. They didn't fucking fix that typo, dude. They had the same typo last week. Getting off asses. Forgot to put getting off our asses. Fuck! Fix a typo! With bold flavors and a crisp, refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew gives you that extra push to get moving and feel like you're on top of the world. A world where the sun's always shining and your crew's ready for action. And unforgettable adventures are just around the corner. Call out your favorite flavor. Still classic. I'm going classic right now. Code Red sometimes if I'm getting freaky, but right now just getting the Mountain Dew Classic. Verbiage to use. Great tasting, refreshing, has a citrus kick, variety of flavors, bold flavors, helps you connect with others, is a treat, helps you celebrate, helps you express yourself, helps you take a break. Are you guys not convinced yet? You just read all those fucking words? Helps you connect with others and express yourself. Talk about what game and activity you play with friends. Dudes, look. Yeah, I've told you guys 100 times. I don't know why I got to keep talking about what I do. That's my personal life, what I do with my friends when we drink Mountain Dew. But lately, guys, we play a lot of games, but lately we've just been skipping all the games and just straight up hooking up, all right? I'll be honest. Me and my friends have been hooking up after we drink Mountain Dew. The mountain is calling, and you should answer. Grab your friends, grab an ice cold Mountain Dew, wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and do the fucking do. All right. Does Blue Chew work? If you're asking that question, we want you to know that Blue Chew is putting their money where their mouth is by giving you a month free. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost and in a chewable form. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door. The best part? It's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises, like a job interview. Again, guys, they want a personal endorsement. I haven't taken them. My dick gets hard as fucking hell, but I'll let you guys know if I start to hate my wife to the point where my penis doesn't work. Right now, I love her, and my penis gets hard for her when I see her naked vagina. Blue Chew wants you to have the confidence to perform at your best, so discover your options at BlueChew.com verbatim. Blue Chew wants men rock hard. They told me. That's the mission. They will not stop until every man is bricked up like a brick house, till every tent is pitched, till every rod is raised. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our audience. Try Blue Chew free. Just pay $5 at checkout when you visit BlueChew.com. Well, $5 shipping, so sorry, that'll throw you guys off. You can try Blue Chew for free. You just got to pay to get the Blue Chew to your house when you visit BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 200 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. You can now win up to 200 times your money on Prize Picks. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December. And they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Damn, I hate they made me say Picksmas. Think James Cook will get more than 60 yards next week? Ooh, or Joe Burrow pass more than 1.5 TDs? Wow, I didn't think about Joe Burrow doing that many TDs. Cook up hot takes with your friends and win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. I mean, guys, how nice is that? Just getting in on real money sports action. I mean, I just love thinking about James Cook and Joe Burrow doing 60 yards and 1.5 TDs. I can turn that opinion into real money on real sports action. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code DRENCHED to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DRENCHED on the Prize Picks app to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. The holidays are about connecting with loved ones, and there's no better way to do that than with a digital picture frame from Aura. Wirecutter called it the best digital photo frame. That's so fucking crazy at the Wirecutter nod. And it's easy to see why. You can upload your favorite pics of family to one frame and relive all those happy moments again. Or share the big news, like a new edition maybe? What pictures do you and your family love sharing? It could be cute selfies, vacation pics, or funny photos. I mean, that is really nice. I love the show. I try to get dressed up really cute and show my wife and say, hey, check me out. Do you want to suck me or fucking what? Who are you going to give this gift frame to? Definitely my mom. I'm going to give this gift to my mommy. And if that's not personal enough, you can even upload a video message to play on the frames as soon as they plug it in. So the first thing they hear is your voice and how much you love them, or the ISIS beheading video you want to send your mom. Save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver mat frames by using promo code MSSP at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code MSSP. This deal is exclusive to listeners, so get yours now in time for the holidays. Terms and conditions do apply. That would fucking suck. Dude, you were talking about bathrooms. I read a thing today saying they're saying you got to check if you're at like a public bathroom, you got to open the thing and look into the toilet roll because people using like, IV, using like needles for drugs, heroin or whatever, are taking their syringe and just like sticking it, using that paper towel roll to like clean off the needle. And he showed a picture and it was just like little poke holes with just blood, like little like blood spots everywhere.
That sucks because you already don't want to shit in a public restroom.
I know, dude.
And now you got to worry about a needle.
Dude, yeah, for real. And I don't know why the guy was like, women should be more concerned than men. It's like, all right, I'll take it. But it's like, yeah.
No, I'm not thrilled either. What the hell?
But it's like, dude, yeah. So I don't know what the rationale. Maybe vaginas absorb. I don't know. But it's like,
Well, I'm doing the tour bus for the whole thing, so it's a lot of public restroom shitting.
yeah,
Because you're like, you can't poop on that bus.
yeah, exactly.
You're not allowed to. So next day, either the rec center, we go play a little ball, or we,
That's kind of nice.
go to get you poop there, or
Check.
you poop at the.
Yeah, open the thing and just look. Even if you don't see blood, but if you see little poke holes, that means people were cleaning their needles off in the. Maybe it's some internet bullshit, but I saw the picture. I was like, that actually does make sense.
It bugs me too that these like heroin addicts are like worried about germs.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like fuck, just do heroin,
Yeah,
you
be
fucking
a
pussy.
Be a man. Also, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you're worried about germs. You're taking toilet paper, the toilet paper roll. I'm like, let me clean this off.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
annoys me.
Yeah, it was funny in Philly when they gave we had like there's like I'm sure you've seen the thing of like Kensington Avenue where it's like just K&A and there's guys like everyone's standing outside. Did you ever see like that shit on YouTube?
What is it?
In Kensington Ave in Philadelphia, it's like one of the biggest heroin markets, like I think in the country. It's like Skid Row. It's not as big as Skid Row, but it is just the people outside, tents, like zombified, standing out there.
It'll shock you. This country, man, like every downtown now has that.
Yeah, except for Irvine. I was just in Irvine recently. They have 0 homeless people.
They got rid of them all.
They do.
Yeah.
In Irvine, they offer you a bed, and if you say no to the bed, they put you on a bus, and they're like out of here to LA. I swear that's their policy.
Yeah, Rudy Giuliani did that back in the day in New York.
Did he really?
Yeah, they got rid of the homeless people.
What they just gave
Sent
him
them on a train.
to where?
I think to the West Coast.
Damn.
So he probably sent them to Irvine, and then they were like, "You go back that way."
Get the fuck
That's probably
out
what
of here.
happened. Yeah, no, that's even in like downtown Salt Lake. I was, you're walking by, like, holy shit, this is crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Everywhere.
Yeah, but dude, it's funny in Salt Lake. I was there at a farmer's market like last year, and I was talking to this guy who was like he was campaigning for mayor. Yeah, I think he had been mayor before and stopped. He's like, they need me back, and I was like, the park was beautiful. I was like, dude, this is awesome here, and he was like, well, yeah, there was homeless people here, and like they got cleared out right before the farmer's market, and I was kind of hitting him with like, that's what's up, and he was like, no, it's actually an injustice, and this is why I'm running. I was like, oh shit, my bad. I was like, fuck, my bad, dude. He's like, it's really sad. They took the prescription medication and kicked him out, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, but look at these avocados. This is such a nice.
I did hit him with that. I was like,
Yeah.
you got to be honest, dude. Though it is way better. I was like, just on a level of just enjoyment. It is kind of sweet that they're not here right now. And he was like, whatever.
He wouldn't give that to you.
He was just kind of he was just kind of like, all right. But I was like, bro, I was like, it's nice you're defending them. From getting their tents taken out. But I am, and I think it'd be sad if I saw that part. But the aftermath is nice.
It is weird too that these tents are being used for that. Like, the guy who designed the tents were like, "This is good for camping. You're going to go on a nice thing," and then you just get people with needles. Like, oh fuck.
That's true. You would think, yeah, the thing about like the love of nature, and you're out, you're like hunting and living off the land. It is mostly just like emaciated human beings like selling each other for sex and
It sucks, man, and
dying.
it's getting
A lot of dying in them. A lot of people
Yeah.
dying in those tents.
it's getting worse, man. You go around, you just find areas where you're like, there are so many people unwell that you're like, yeah, it's not going to get better anytime soon.
No, dude. And imagine nobody's getting really born. Is anyone born into homelessness now, or do they just like, what do they do with you then? I guess they take your kid.
Yeah, I guess. I
didn't think about the
You don't
homeless
see a lot of
babies.
homeless kids on the street.
You don't, just the adults.
Yeah.
I think they take you if they see you as a homeless kid. No Oliver Twist. If they see you as like a young homeless kid, I think they're like, get the fuck out of here.
I would hope.
Because I'm just waiting, because if that becomes like a permanent class in America, that's what I'm kind of like seeing, like, where do they go from there?
Yeah, they
You know
have
what
a
I
new
mean?
thing that Demolition Man predicted everything, and it's like the sewer people. That might be next. You're like, fuck, all these.
Well, there are people who do live in like little catacombs and under bridges and stuff. And I heard Germany now, they have a crack epidemic in Germany. It's crazy. Everything, nothing goes away. They just come back. Now Germans are dealing with like a hard 1980s crack epidemic.
Oh shit! Like
All
it sounds
blazing
so
rock.
vintage to
I know.
us, but
I
yeah,
know.
to them. Crack in Germany. And that was like the one place in Europe I didn't go, and I was so bummed because I feel like Berlin is supposed to be sick, and
Yeah.
I've never. Yeah, I was bummed I couldn't make that one work.
How is stand up in Europe? They all speak English. right?
Amazing.
Is it
dude.
fun?
You know what's funny? My worst set I killed last year in London, and then this time I just was like, I think it was my worst show there. I hit like Belfast, Dublin, Paris wasn't amazing. The city's amazing. Just like the stand up is it's whatever. Paris is meh. That's my no. And then what else? Oh, Amsterdam, Copenhagen, Stockholm, and Oslo were all incredible.
That blows
Incredible.
my mind. They can all like listen to stand up. I just assume I'm like, there's no way these guys.
You would have a
English.
lot of fans over there.
That's crazy.
It's amazing, and they're
That's nuts.
It's look, some places like blow you away. You're like, wow, I moved more tickets than I expected here. And then some you're like, man, it's a light show. But even the light shows were pretty damn good.
That's awesome. I guess they're pretty happy. You're in they're in another country and like
fucking beautiful.
Yeah, just some fucked up.
But it is funny when you
country.
run into a fan on the street that like out of there. I saw a guy in Dublin and he was like, oh my God, you're here. I was like, oh, what's up, man? And he goes, are you doing a show tonight? And I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I think there's still a couple tickets available. And he was like, like I was like, oh, he's not going to come. Like, what are the odds I run into a fan an American fan in another country? And he's like, nah, I'm good.
I know.
I was like, wow, all right,
dude, that's cool. Yeah, that would be cool to be in another country. Like, oh, that's crazy. People are like, hey, man, what's going on? You're like, what the fuck?
They do a double take because they're like, why are you here?
Yeah.
But, it's like, have you done Australia yet?
I did. I opened for Shane in Australia. It's
pretty cool.
It was cool. It's just the flight is fucking brutal,
fucks you up.
dude. It fucks you up for like forever.
The way back fucks you up worse.
Yes.
Like going there, it's like I just drugged myself.
Yeah.
A few muscle relaxers, a couple glasses of wine. I'm like, I'm fucking good
Yeah,
But then on the way back, I was like, I'm bad for like a week.
I was fucked up, dude. I had kids. That was like when they were really like even younger. So we did a show the last night, got home at like maybe 2 or 3, woke up at 5 for the airport. I don't think I really even slept. And then I can't really sleep on planes that well. So if I slept on the way back, maybe for an hour or two, and I was awake for the most of it, and then got dropped off at the Newark airport, and then had to drive. This one was in Philly. I was awake for basically 24 hours, and then had to just drive from Newark to Philly.
Oof.
And to my wife, who was like, "Finally, you're back," all that shit.
Yeah, you don't walk into a happy room there either.
No,
I see that with Gary because who I tour with, he's got a family and I don't. So I'm seeing he's like, she's like, you didn't FaceTime me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just fucking.
Dude,
I'm having a lower pressure.
You watching your kids cry through FaceTime while you're in a hotel room while your wife is just like huffing.
Yeah,
it's hell. It's the fucking worst. Like, and you're sitting there like, hey guys, trying to tell you, well, maybe you should talk a little nicer. Maybe it's terrible. It's really bad. It's one of the saddest things of like when you travel for stand up. And then eventually, as they get older, it becomes a little better. But like when they're like little and
and you feel powerless.
Oh, you just feel awful, dude. You're like, why am I doing this? This sucks. But, then you get it. But then the thing I always tell myself.
It's a good example to work, too, for your kids. Like
That's the thing.
You followed your dream and it worked out and your kids will see that when they grow up. And that's a cool thing, too.
That's what I tell my kids. I say, guys, I know you don't like when I go away, but if I were to stay here and do another job, I would kill myself. So do you want me to kill myself? You guys want your father to kill himself? Because it would be your fault.
We got you a babysitter. His name's Jared Fogle.
But it is true. You do have to. There is because I'd be like, I should be around more. But I know if I had like a job that I hated, I would just be miserable in the house. So it's like, what's better having, kind of someone who's traveling a little bit and happy in the house or someone who's there every day, like, oh.
And you got this going, so you have other things going on. I think you said a good. I hear it more from female comics because I think women are expected to be like the mom should be there. The mom shouldn't be traveling. And I know some female comics who have babies or young kids, and they're just like, Rachel Feinstein's one of my best friends, and she was like, if he could go to work like whenever he could do like all these 24-hour shifts. I leave for like a spot. They're like they treat me like I'm Casey Anthony, So it's like
when the baby's really young, it is like a biological reality that they do need the mom. Like they need the mom more. I mean, you can bottle feed them and stuff like that. But yeah, the mother guilt is like 50 million times worse. And yeah, you are judged.
You were in there. You were in her.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, there's that.
Yeah. There's a connection. Yeah, it's a real connection. There's actually now I've read in Sweden, man, the headlines really working in my favor today. They're actually applying to everything. But there's a movement now called soft girl. There's like soft girls now they're called. So like there's women who are now rejecting the workforce and being like, no, I'm a soft girl. So you're either a boss. I was like, what is the fuck's it called? It's like
this is in Sweden.
Soft woman. Yeah, they call them soft women because you're either a boss lady or a soft woman. And now there's people embracing the soft woman lifestyle where they're like, yo, work sucks. I'm becoming just like a pure stay-at-home soft woman.
That it would originate in Sweden because they're just so fucking liberal there. So it's like that's where they'll try out. It's like this is what we'll try out the liberal idea, and if it takes flight, it'll move over to like the other Scandinavian countries, then make its way here. Yeah, but like that's where you debut it.
I think they went. Well, that's more. There's more like liberal boss ladies. If you're like a boss lady was like, I'm gonna kick ass at work. Don't even ask me to do anything around the house. It's fucking bullshit. Blah blah blah. But now there's a lot of women being like, yeah, this kind of sucks having a job. Like, it's not as cool as I thought.
Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of people, they identify as what their job is.
Yeah.
They're like, that's how they describe themselves. I'm a this.
Well,
you
that's
know?
my thing is like if you're in a 2-income household and your husband makes enough and you're still working, that's when I start to question. I'm like, dude, it's one thing if you're like running a fucking company, you know, you're a boss lady, but when like women are like, I choose to work and they're like a team associate for like Verizon, it's like fucking why?
But what if there's like a shady, what if there's like a prenup and the marriage doesn't work out? Then you're kind of just like relying on him forever.
That's true. That's true. And then he can like take your cell phone and like get into there are those guys who do that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That does make sense.
I think it's good to have your own thing, you know?
Yeah.
I'm more attracted to women who have their own thing going on.
I like soft girls.
You want a girl who just waits for you?
Waits, yeah, soft
Yeah.
girl. No, I don't care. If a woman works, I don't care. It is I just think there is something like, I don't know, man. I do think there's something sad to have it put in a woman's head that like if they're not working, they're somehow like sold out their entire species and they're like if they're brainwashed. It's like that working sucks too.
Yeah. No, I don't think that way either.
But I hear you. It is nice. I will say there is something nice to have
I just don't like the idea of a
thing.
woman waiting around for me.
That-
Like
yeah,
she doesn't
true.
do anything and then she's like, "Where have you been?" Like I don't like that energy.
That's totally true. Because
I like her to have other shit like that she's got to deal with. It's good to have other things.
You're right. No, you are right because I would say that is the downfall of a soft girl or whatever the fuck they're called. The "Where are you?" texts increase by 500%. Once you go from a boss lady to a soft girl, it's like they're just dishing off "Where are you?" It's like, where are you?
I swear to God, when you said soft girl, I thought it was going to be like some like a trans like man, but like the penis doesn't work. I really thought because Sweden is so fucking liberal. That was like it's going to be something like that. But.
Well, dude, there is something. Well, apparently, yeah, Sweden is the most liberal place, and that's why they're kind of like what the fuck's going on? Because a lot of women now they're like, all right, we like laid the path. Jordan Peterson talks about this. We laid the path for gender equality, and there's like they have more people than ever who are like, fuck that, I'm just gonna stay at home and be a traditional wife, which, whatever. It's just all fads.
But that's also their, you know, that's. I guess it's weird if you had a male friend who would do that. Like, I'm just gonna like hang out. And you're like, all right, because I have a friend like that, and he hits me up for money, and I'm like, dude, just fucking do something.
Do something, yeah.
He's trying.
Is he a soft dad or is he like?
No,
he just chills.
He fucked it. He had this woman who like was a hard worker and and she like wanted to have a family with him, and he was just like, nah, I'm good. And he's just like a single dude
Just
now.
chills. Oh.
I'm like, dude, you really misplayed your hand here.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting like Venmo requests from him. I'm like, dude, come on.
Come on,
$60. You got to get your life together.
That's true. No, you did make a strong case for a boss lady because it is true. You do want kind of someone who has their own thing going on, or else they're going to be fucking bugging you.
I just think it's nice. You have another thing. It's just like, you know, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be like a crazy, but just have something else because you don't look at the divorce rate. Nothing. I mean, you hope things work out, but
No, it's about 50. I think we just came down from 50 to like 48%.
really,
Yeah.
So that's all right.
It's high. It's still pretty fucking high, dude.
But it's you know,
50-50.
There's a reason people are getting less. Why is that?
Wait, getting divorced less?
Yeah, 2% is something, right?
That's pretty good, yeah.
That's two. You said 48 instead of 50. I thought it was so it went.
Yeah,
down,
it went
right?
down a little bit. It went down a little bit. It's all geographically.
I think
depends
abortion
where-
went down slightly too.
Did it really?
Yeah. Maybe people are just being a little safer. Who knows?
Yeah, I wonder because it's the saddest divorces I've seen are when like people don't even hate each other at the end, when they're just kind of like
It ran its course.
it's just when two people just like lose all passion for each other and just go like
Yeah, you think you're gonna have like a season 4 Carmela Tony blowout on The Sopranos, but then at the end you're just like,
yeah, I've always
it's
thought
dead.
I always thought that was the saddest like versions. You hear people like, yeah, we one day looked at each other and we're like, nah, it was pretty mutual and peaceful. I'm like, that sucks. You want it to be like tears.
But if you have kids, that's what you need. Because
That's
the
true.
bad ones, you've seen those where you're like, holy shit, they just hate each other. I've seen people
Yeah,
who stay
true.
together who fucking hate each other. And that makes me sad too.
That's bad.
Because you're just like, you hate going home. That friend who will stay out with you all night. And you're like, man, this person rocks. And you're like, oh, they're deeply unhappy. That's why they're still drinking with me. Like you're just like so grateful that like this person wants to party, but they hate their home life.
That's true. That is the one thing where, when the divorce rate is at 40%, it's like, yeah, a lot of marriages, like just growing up, you see, you're like, damn, these guys hate each other. So that is a sad thing too to like, there's no easy way because it is going to be stressful, but it's like, yeah, when do you throw in the towel is like a weird question. And mostly women initiate divorce.
Yeah.
It's mostly women who initiate it, which is
Yeah.
like, I've always been struck by that, but it's like,
Yeah. maybe women put more stock in happiness. I think dudes are kind of more comfortable being miserable.
Yeah, true.
Women are like, am I happy? Like they're more introspective. I think women question things more than we do. Like I'm happy to just go through life being like, I need a joke, I need this, you know. But then every once in a while, when you like face your feelings, you're like, oh my god, like it'll scare, because women are just like trained to deal with their feelings.
Yeah, all the time.
And we're not. So when I'll just like, I'm feeling something I don't like. Whiskey, please. You know, I'll just like, I'll just bottle it up. But you know, that's not good either.
They're incommunicado all the times with each other about like what's stressing them, what's going on. And they are good about that. But sometimes it can be too much where I'm like, dude, it's like, well, you're invalidating my feelings. They're dumb. They don't apply to the problem. They're just getting in our way. Turn it off now, cram it down, and fucking deal. Yeah. But you are kind of right. I think I've talked about this before, but one time I was with my wife and she was like freaking out where it's like bedtime. She was just like panicking. I could hear her breathing weird. I'm like, what's the matter? And she was like, I'm like, just tell me what's wrong. And dude, she listed a rapid fire response of like 6 problems at once that had like sub problems about like this person. And I was just like, stop right now. It was so fast and it was just like
so organized.
Yes, it was like this interconnected web of like this person, that, and this happened, and then they thought this and that, and I was just like, I was like, all right, I don't ever want to glimpse into that ever again. But I was like, I feel for you.
Was it a work problem or just like a home problem?
I don't even remember. It was more of like a friend group / work thing that she was freaking out. Oh, dude, it was like...
You watch these... I don't watch them, but some of my girlfriend will have these like Real Housewives shows on, and I'm like, you're just manufacturing problems. I know that they're like fake and they're written and stuff, but these people, just the idea of these people who have nothing going on, they're like, this person didn't invite me to a party, and that's like an arc. Yeah. And you're like, that's your life?
That's like a punch in the stomach in girl world though. You have a party.
That's true.
You have a party.
But sometimes it's even less than that. Sometimes like this person like cut me off or was rude to me, and you're just like, all right.
Yeah. Hold a grudge.
You're right. The party thing is actually, that was a bad example.
No, that does make sense though. It is dumb, but it is like that is a thing since women don't like.
It does suck to not get invited to a party. I don't want to go, but I do want to be invited.
Yeah, man.
Like I don't want to go to weddings ever, but like when I don't get the invite, I'm a little like, that's a bummer.
I get kind of sad as well. Yeah. I'd really not like to go to almost anything, but if I don't get invited, I'm like, what the fuck would
you just want to be thought of. You don't want to actually do it. You just want it's almost like at a certain point, the consent is better than the sex.
Yeah.
We're like, that woman was like, that woman would fuck you. And you're like, what? That's amazing. True. And then you just go home and you jack off and you're like, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need the fucking sex.
I don't want to keep the fantasy in my head.
Yeah. But yeah, the sex would ruin it. She would be like, oh, that was horrible. And you'd be like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, that stinks.
But the idea that it could have happened, you're like, oh, fucking, I'll take it.
I always wonder. It's like, especially when you're before you're married, you do like, you're like, all right, I'm going to have sex. It better be good. Now I'm just like, I mean, if it's good, it's great. But if you'll just let me in there, I'm like, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Now you get to the point. I used to get like sad and resentful about that. Now I'm like, that is actually nice. You not wanting to have sex and letting me do that anyway. I'm like, thank you for that.
It's considerate.
That's very nice. I mean, that's very nice of you. You didn't have to do that. Next time, show some little more fucking spirit, all right?
I'm dating someone. I was walking back to the hotel from the comedy club last night, and some woman was like, oh my, she was like so excited to see me. I was like, oh, what's up? And I was like, well, she was like, I'm a big fan. I was like, oh shit, cool. And we were talking a little bit. She was attractive. And I was like, man, if I was single, I would try to have sex with her and I would lose a fan. I might as well just keep the fan.
True.
I'm better at comedy than that.
I know. That is really funny, dude. That is, I've always been married. I never got to like sexually interact with my fan base.
How long have you been married?
5 years.
Oh, okay.
So I've been married.
I didn't get it when it was like good, really. I feel like, because I was always just so quickly out of a breakup, and it was just like, I was too sad, or I like wouldn't, or I would ruin it. I remember I fucked like an older woman in Portland once, and I was so sad after a breakup. She's like a divorced woman. She had a really nice house. And right after I came, she was like, what's wrong? I'm like, I just miss my ex. And then she was like asking about it, and I was like, I'm sorry. It's just like very fresh. And she was just like, well, it sounds like she doesn't want you back. And I was like, she might. Like, we got into like an argument about her. I was like, it could work. And I was like, wow, this is like the worst one night stand ever. I suck.
There is something cool though about like the divorced lady energy.
Oh, she was like,
I'm glad those ladies are out there.
Oh my God, I love it.
Like, fuck your ex. She says like $1 million house.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, things don't work out, kid. You know?
Yeah. I haven't seen my kids in 6 months. They fucking hate me. Yeah, that is kind of funny to be like, she doesn't want you.
I know. She was right.
Oh, really?
She was definitely right. But I mean, I wasn't ready to hear it. I was still sad.
Yeah,
and you're just
true.
trying to numb yourself on the road. It's like any way. It's like what I'm saying. You're trying to avoid the feelings of feeling.
Yeah.
But you have to. I've gotten better at just feeling when I'm sad.
Yeah, true.
Or, you know, what you were saying on that podcast the other day, like just forcing yourself. I'm not like working out hard, but I'll go to the gym and you get a little boost, you know?
Do something, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that helps me. I've been good at that. Like, I've been trying to do a thing where I just like, if I'm in a hotel, my first instinct is like, I'm just going to fucking watch porn and jerk off. Because otherwise, I can't fall asleep otherwise. And I've been like forcing myself to just lay in my bed and just feel whatever that feeling is of like, before that I would go away if I just jerked off.
I know what you
And,
mean. It's so tempting. It's like made up perfectly for it.
It's crazy, and I'm like, what is going on in me? And then I'll sit there and feel it. I'm like, maybe I can just fall asleep naturally, and then I will actually get relaxed, and then I'll just watch porn and jerk off. So I'm like, oh, now I'm really gonna fall
I
asleep.
did the exact same thing last night. The only difference between me now and me and like in my 20s is I read afterwards.
Oh,
I
nice.
had my book with me. I was like, I'll read a few pages, then I'll fall asleep.
That is, nobody needs melatonin.
I still watch porn and jerked off, but
you read your book.
I read my book.
That is the melatonin company does not want you to hear this, but yeah, if you watch porn and then read a book,
You could do it.
you do not need melatonin.
You get sleepy.
You do. I read every night before bed. I love it, man.
What are you reading?
Right now, I'm reading a book called Money and the Meaning of Life. That's like, it's pretty good. It's this professor talking. He's like a comparative religion professor who just like yammers on about like how money is like central to like, just like it's so deeply embedded in people's psyches and how it's like, we're pretty unique in that regard as like a civilization because it's like relatively new, I guess. And he just says like how you just need like to come up with a way in life that like money's always going to be important. If you try to tell yourself it's nothing, you're just fooling yourself because it's like when you put like a lesser or base desire, you try to banish it from your consciousness, it just becomes wild and then just like goes crazy and like goes out of control. So his whole thing was like just try to make money the second most important thing in your life because he's like it's probably the most important thing for pretty much everyone. It's understandable that it is, but if like you can make it the second most important thing, he's like that's an amazing achievement.
That's true, and family will be your number one.
No, me. No, yeah, anything. Family, just anything you're doing. It gets into the gift economy, how a true gift never stops moving. Like you're like it's like there's like a I don't know, but yeah, he's like if you can make it second most, and it's like money's tied in with all of your other kind of like creaturely concerns. Where he's like if you can try to somehow make that second most important, he's like amazing achievement.
That's
pretty. It was a good book. It was a good lesson.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to be reminded of things that we kind of already know.
Yeah, exactly.
You kind of know it, but a guy's just like, it's with everything. It's like, fuck. Sometimes you just see a comedian, you're like, oh yeah, I'm just supposed to be funny.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just so simple. Like you see the most obvious message in a movie or book and you're like, I know that, but why did I lose sight of it?
All the time. Yeah, it happens and that's what he was saying. He's like, when you try to banish these things from your consciousness, they just kind of work in the shadows and just take right over again without you even knowing. But yeah, that's helped me a lot in stand-up because I used to always fucking panic everywhere. I'd be like, oh, fuck. And now I'm just like, there's people here. They want to laugh. I'm going to do my best.
You had anxiety to perform, you mean?
Yes. Yeah. All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah. Yeah. I would just sit there and go, ugh.
I dread it. I get really, and then I'm on and I feel fine. Once I get the first laugh, I feel fine. But like, yeah, I dread the waiting.
Yeah.
A comic before me could run the light by 2 minutes. I'm like, oh, you're killing me.
Get the fuck off.
I just want to fucking go on.
I know. Yeah, I've like relaxed a lot, but if I'm in a new scenario, like when I moved down to Texas, I had to go to the mothership. I was just like,
you have to prove yourself all over again.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people know you, but you still have to. You feel like you have to prove yourself.
It's true. And I was like working on pretty much newish material because I like did the special and like I was like still trying to like build up like an hour, so I was just shitting myself the whole time. But it's like now I've like tried to take myself out of the equation as much as I can and just be like, these people want to laugh. I'm gonna try to make them laugh, and if I don't do well, it was a valiant effort, and I'm not gonna like freak out or be like, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like that stuff is bad.
I used to always think like it's one set. It's not going to change my life in any way. If you get a new joke, cool. But like this, I'm not ruining myself over this set.
Yeah.
Although Michael Richards might have thought the same thing. So you never know. But but that's how I feel.
Everyone bombs it. Yeah,
everyone says the N-word a bunch to strangers in the crowd. Luckily camera phones aren't a real thing yet.
True.
Wait a second. Yeah.
No, you should have had the yonder bag, dude. Yonder bag's so important.
Yeah, Chappelle has to protect material. Other comics are like, I might have a racist tirade. I just need. No, but I really do feel that way. Like nothing really that bad. is going to happen. You know, like you just give them the best show you can, especially when you're like really, you know, you're working on stuff and you're building, and hopefully the crowds now are sophisticated enough to understand like how we have to do this. So they know, you know, they listen to enough podcasts and stuff, or you're doing your show on your tour and you're like, this is where it's at right now. I hope it's good enough, but like, it'll get there, you know?
For sure. You still get those psychos like, so you're going to do the same thing on the next show? And you're like, yes, I am. Get the fuck out of here. Do you like make it up every time? You're like, no, dude. What the fuck do you think I am?
I know. People think that.
I know.
Isn't
They're
that
like,
crazy?
They're like, so you're going to do like, what are you going to do for the next show? Just like something totally different? I'm like, no. The fuck
Well, you do. I mean, look, there are moments where we're riffing, so they think that maybe the other stuff. There are moments where we're like, you know, at the end of the show, I'll fuck around with the crowd. I'll like scream at a current event. I'll try to, you know, or I'll do whatever. Say
that's kind of fun. Yeah.
Stuff like that, just to, because I get bored with the material anyway. But like, yeah, the fact that they think it's all off the dome is insane.
It's crazy. But
that would be so fucking. I mean, there are dudes. I think Rory Scovel would do some shit like that.
He did a whole special where he just went completely off the dome.
He's a different breed though in that way. I think that normal comics, you just can't.
No, I don't know. It'd be a fun experiment, but it's also like.
But it would do a disservice. Like, can you imagine like Chris Rock off the dome as opposed to like seeing his? I want to hear his polished stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
true. Yeah, true. It's one of those things that sounds cool, but you'd also have to tell the audience. That way they're bought in, so they're not just kind of like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
I know.
But well, dude, I think you crushed it, man. I think we're at an hour. Thank you so much.
So fun, yeah.
That was a blast, dude. Thank you.
It's the most we've ever spoken.
I know.
Yeah, if you're ever in New York, you got to come by ours. You know,
please, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
this is what I've been video recording my basically first time really meeting people. It's really sweet. It's really cool. It's really awesome. But dude, thank you, man. What do you have? Man. Do you have anything you want to?
Yeah, you know, I'm on tour like crazy. Start in January. I got, you know, some clubs to warm up in, like San Antonio, Liberty, and Liberty Township, Ohio, which is like somewhere near Cincinnati, I think.
Nice.
And then Pittsburgh Improv, and then it's just like all theaters going forward, and we're doing the bus, so it's like Charlotte, Richmond, DC, Philly, you know, Tulsa, fucking Austin, Dallas, West Coast, every city. So it's just sammorril.com/shows, and if you don't see it, it'll be there. You know, it'll be there in the fall. I'm coming everywhere. So that's Segura. I'm so jealous of his tour name. I'm coming everywhere.
Is that what it is?
That's what he called. Like, what a great tour name.
That is pretty good.
But yeah, so it's just my website. Go to shows, and I'm really coming every city, and it's a new hour, and I feel like it's getting there. It'll be good by then. So
hell yeah, dude. You better get the fuck out there and go there, dude.
And we got our whiskey, Bodega Cat, which is going to be, it's me and Mark Norman's whiskey. I brought you a bottle. It's good stuff. It's everywhere in New York now. It's going to be everywhere here soon. So I'm pumped.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. Well, thanks for coming, dude.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Appreciate that. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Goodbye.